Good evening. I'd like to call this May 19, 2025 Sylvania Board of Education meeting to order. Adam, can you call the roll?
Ms. Hoffman?
Here.
Mrs. Conklin?
Here.
Ms. Lavalette?
Here.
Mr. Feller?
Here.
Mr. Bowden?
Here.
Thank you. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Thank you. We are with you, Dr. Motley.
Thank you, Ms. Hoffman. Good evening, everyone. A couple of things to mention tonight. I've had the pleasure over the last week, actually over the last several weeks, to attend so many wonderful events that are showcasing our students and their achievements and their talent. It's been absolutely amazing and a true bucket filler. I also want to say congratulations to all of our educators, staff, support staff, administrators that have recently been nominated for Educator of the Year. I believe those went out on a website posting today and social media. It's nice to see so many people recognize our employees for demonstrating excellence in what they do every day in order to support our Sylvania students and families across the district. And to be recognized by parents, by students, by their colleagues really says a lot for someone to take the time and write multiple paragraphs. Some of the recommendations are 2-3 pages on the impact that some of our employees, albeit principals, folks who work in the cafeteria, educators, custodians, a variety of capacities, that they take the time to make sure that we all know what our folks do to go above and beyond to make sure our children have what they need in our buildings every day, outside of the building every day, to make sure they continue to thrive. So thank you to those individuals who took time to nominate someone in our Sylvania Schools family, and congratulations to those who were recognized. Also, this is our last board meeting before the last day of school, believe it or not. And I just want to recognize that I believe it's next Friday, we will have our retirement luncheon where we have a chance to recognize some of our very own for their dedication and commitment to our Sylvania schools. Not only the children that have gone through our doors of our buildings, but also, again, our families and one another. So I'm really excited about that. I was also pleased to see this weekend that our District Digest, it's been circulating, it's been mailed out to all of our communities, and what I'm really proud about is the front page, and no, not my picture. It looks a little bit like a glamour shot for those of you who are old enough to know what that is, but just to highlight our students and their philanthropic ways is just another heartwarming message, and I'm so glad that I have the privilege of highlighting our students for those folks who don't really interact with our kiddos on a regular basis. We have a lot of folks in our community who may have some children in the school or may have grandchildren in the school, or they're empty nesters. And this is one media that we can use to make sure that some of those empty nesters or folks who have retired, or even those who may be snowbirders that have recently come back to town, have an understanding of the great product, our number one asset that we have in Sylvania. And we all know that to be our students and what they do to pay it forward. So just highlighting some things about our kids and what's going on in our district. I went to a orchestra concert last week, a band concert. I have a couple of middle school concerts, one this week, one next week. Just excited to spend time with our kiddos. And just want to say for those folks who are here and tuning in, I know summer, I think is it 7 or 8 days of school left? Anyone counting? Anyone? I don't know. Dr. Vins is back there grinning, so I don't know. 8? 7. We'll go with 7. All right. Our seniors are already kind of, they're done in a way. But anyway, rest, relax, rejuvenate, stay safe. Spend time with your family and friends, make some good memories, laugh a little bit, soak up the sun. And for those of you who are not seniors, and for those of you who are not retiring, we look forward to seeing you in August, where we'll start a whole nother year here in just a few months. So before you know it, the pumpkin guy will be back, and the turkey will be on the table, and we'll be celebrating. Okay, too much? Okay, too much. All right, that concludes my superintendent's report.
Thank you, and then I think we're still with you for commendations.
Yes, and we have a crowd of folks here tonight. It is always a privilege to recognize our students on behalf of the Board of Education. I want you all to know that are here this evening, our board takes great pride in being able to recognize our students' effort, albeit academic, athletic, in-kind gestures, philanthropic, artistic talent, performance, and the list goes on. And they take great pride in recognizing our students publicly. I know that we do have some students on the agenda for ACT scores, but Ms. Lavalette has informed me that those are a list of Northview students and not Southview students, so I'm going to have to circle back to make sure we acknowledge those students who earned a 26 or higher on the ACT. And we have some folks here that also earned SAT scores. So we will circle back to make sure we highlight some Southview students in that way. But tonight on our agenda, we have a number of students to recognize. And what we're going to do, so we will call your name up, or call your name, you will come forward. Ms. Hoffman will hand you your certificate, shake your hand, we'll have a photo op if you're individual or as a team. So we'll make sure that we can capture this special moment and make sure your parents have a chance to capture this special moment. And I'm going to apologize ahead of time because I'm going to do my best to pronounce your names correctly. So I'm asking for forgiveness ahead of time, but I have my candy spelling list. We're going to do our best. So Ms. Hoffman, would you like to join me at the podium?
I would love to.
All righty, we have a stack of certificates. It's so nice to see the room just full. It feels good. But I do want to make one important item known. I don't know if Mr. Urbanski, who's joining us this evening, made it clear to everyone, but after we go through the commendations, feel free to, after the pictures, when we move on through the agenda, Ms. Hoffman will share that you don't need to stay for the rest of the meeting, but or stay. That's right. 5-year forecast, important information. So we are going to begin first with recognizing some of our students from career tech, career education and technical program. First, we have several students who participated in the Business Professionals of America, and we're going to begin tonight with recognizing Iman Abushawish and her advisor, Gerald Bassick. I don't know if Jerry made it tonight. Next, for Distributive Education Clubs of America, which is DECA, for those of you that are my age, we will be recognizing Gavin Ballard and his advisor, Andrea Martin. Gavin, are you here this evening? All right, well, we'll give him a round of applause anyway. Congratulations. We also have the Business Professionals of America in Advanced Word Processing Skills. We have Emily Bushin and Patrick Sayer. Either one? Okay. All right. Clap. That's right. Acknowledgement. I'm trying to get used to this new microphone. It's pretty neat. All right. Next, we have from BPA for Administrative Support Research Project, Sophia Del Signer. Sophia here tonight? Okay. BPA for Integrated Office Applications, we have Kelsey Coop. All right, Kelsey. And her advisor, Andrea Martin. I don't think Andrea's here. Also for BPA, for extemporaneous. Thank you for your support and help there. We have David Liu. I don't think David's here. And Byron Jones was his advisor. Byron's back there. Hey, you're going to have several more opportunities. We also have, for interview skills for BPA, we have Justine McPonte. Also, Brian, you were her advisor as well. Byron. And I did say Brian, I'm sorry, it's Byron. Thank you. I knew that. We spent time together, so I apologize for that. For Health Occupation Students of America, which is HOSA under Behavioral Health, we have Adrian Seidman, and Melissa McCafferty was the advisor. She's the advisor. Are they here this evening? For BPA, we also have Computer Network Technology, where we have Hendry Sheo, and the advisor is Byron Jones. For BPA C++ programming, we are recognizing William Smith and his advisor, Tammy Ramsey. Next, for Educators Rising in the area of children's literature, pre-K, we have, is it Ainsley Soldner? Is she here this evening? And her advisor is Ryan Echolt. Next, for BPA with health research, in regards to a health research presentation, we have Corinne Spy. Corinne is here with Patrick Sayer. Lately. Next, for BPA Advanced Spreadsheet Applications, we have Lauren Stuckey and Andrea Martin as the advisor. Is Lauren here this evening? All right. Congratulations. For BPA Graphic Design Promotion, we have Elizabeth Thomas, and her advisor is Tammy Blue. Come on up, Elizabeth. National champion right there before us. That's fantastic. Congratulations. Next, we have Jesse Wong for BPA Fundamental Accounting and Gerald Bassick, again, as the advisor. Jesse is here. Okay. So our next group for recognition is for the BPA Financial Analyst Team. We have Carson Altman, Sam Rooney, Luke Tucker, Isaac Venz, and Gerald Bassick. Gerald Bassick. Number one in the country, by the way. Number one in the country. Congratulations, gentlemen. Oh, did you really? Okay. Next, for BPA Java Programming, we have Niklos Hatzidakis. Nice, thank you. Yolanda Hugh, and the advisor, Byron Jones. Byron, we're going to get you up here for a picture eventually. Right, we're going to set them all together for you. Perfect. Next, for BPA, I think it's Ethical Leadership and Decision-Making Team, we have the following students. We have Ash Molitor, Charlotte Pulowski, Theodore Ravkov, and advisor Byron Jones. Next, for BPA Visual Design Team, we have Hannah Hill, Riley Zimmerman, and Andrea Martin. Any of those folks here this evening? All right, congratulations. Then we have the BPA Esports Team. We have Jonathan Krolak, Matthew Lee, Cameron Manthony, thank you. And then we have Nash Mura, and again, Byron Jones, advisor. Next, this evening, we have a group of elementary students that are here. We have the Maplewood All-State Children's Chorus. We were aware that some folks were not able to be here tonight, but we are so pleased that Amanda Ramsey has brought several Racy. That is an S, isn't it? Thank you, Amanda Racy. The students are Sophia Arnold, Ira Lynn Gray, Eliza Lindsay, Sophia Pace, Greta Pomeranke. We have Amanda Racy, Holden Racy, Sam Smith, Callie Stewart, and they have a handful that are here. We're going to get a photo. Love your shirt. Congratulations. And one remaining award that goes, is major and significant. We had a group of students out of the loss of a former Cougar, Charlie Bauer, set out on a mission, even prior to her losing her battle, to raise money in order to help those who suffer, to find and work with the medical personnel to find a cure, to help those who suffer from leukemia and lymphoma and cancer. And we had 3 of our students from Northview, one or one from Northview, two from Southview, who raised so much money. They knocked it out of the park. Like, they broke a record in the history of the competition. The competition, I believe, is Student Visionaries of the Year. Is that correct? They raised, hold on to your seats, over $260,000 toward cancer research. And we have these students here with us tonight. We have Camden Brugansky, Jack Bauer, and Paige Labuda. And Deanna, their advisor, come on up. Is their advisor here? Deanna here. Congratulations. I just want to say, oh, yes. Oh, awesome. I know exactly what it is. Thank you. I want to say I had the opportunity to attend Dance for a Chance, and I know this was part of their fundraising efforts. And it was amazing how so many students just rallied behind this purpose and this cause. And it's because of what you did to make a difference that will impact lives moving forward. I also chose to highlight your work in the District Digest because I want everybody in this community, everyone needs to know not only what you've done to make an impact for folks who are going through a challenge now, but those moving into the future and giving us hope. I will tell you, it's because of our students, our children, like you, make me have hope for the future. Makes me realize that our future is in great hands. Even when there is turmoil and challenge and loss, our future are in your hands, and I'm confident we are going to be okay. As a society, as a nation, as a community, I know I'm on my stump speech, but it just touches my heart to know that we have such great kids that get it. Because when I was your age, I didn't get it. When I was your age, I didn't get it, but you get it. So thank you for being you. Thank you to all of our students here tonight who have done the best of the best in their chosen fields in career education. Thank you, parents, for being here and investing in your children and being our partner so you would make sure that your children will thrive. And before I forget, Byron, come on down. You are the advisor extraordinaire. We weren't going to let you just walk out of here. So congratulations. Ms. Hoffman, it is my pleasure and honor to recognize our students officially for item 3.1, recognition of achievement, on behalf of the Board of Education.
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
Any comments or questions? Congratulations. 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 And thank you, Mr. Bauer, for this great stick. I do actually have one. It's taped into my kitchen cabinet that I see several times a day, and it reminds me that I can do hard things too. So thank you for this. Thank you.
Bye, Alyssa.
Okay, and with that, We are to,
we have to vote.
oh, we have to vote, I'm sorry.
Julie,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Kim.
Yes.
Thank you. And with that, we are at the first opportunity for public participation. Okay, seeing none, we are with you, Mr. Koch.
All right, so it's May, so it's time to do our semi-annual financial forecast, 5-year forecast. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to throw a quick presentation on the screen. Again, this is the mid-year. We do the November one. So I wanted to focus on how we're doing this fiscal year, with 10 out of the 12 months, kind of give you an update on some things happening this year, and then obviously talk about the future. So talk about the next couple years. So we're going to go over our revenue, expenses, our fund balance. You'll see throughout the forecast, our revenues are growing, on about average, about a little under 1% every year. But just like the last couple years, our expenses are rising at a little bit higher rate than our revenue is coming in at. So we'll talk about some of those highlights moving forward. So I kind of wanted to design this because it'll go on our website and design it in a such that you could really see the buckets and really get an understanding of where our money comes from, give the examples of what we're spending our money on. But this slide is just an overview of fiscal year 25, which is what we're in. We're looking at a total revenue of $104 million and our expenses $110. And I'll kind of go into why that is such a variance in a little bit. But we still have an ending fund balance at the end of June. Should be a little over 31 million there. So we are, nothing's changed in terms of the pie graphs here. We're still 68-70% of our revenue comes from property taxes. And then the next big chunk is obviously the state of Ohio. And then the state share of taxes is considered state money as well. So we're about 70-30, and that continues to has been the trend and will continue to be the trend with the funding formula that's in place. Expenses wise, we're about 80% salaries and benefits, which obviously I've said this for the last couple of years. We're a school, we're in the people business, and our salaries and benefits will always be the two highest buckets. As you can see there, the green or the orange line is that expense line that will continue to be slightly over revenues throughout the forecast, and then that gray line is our fund balance. So as our expenses continue to be higher than our revenue, we're going to see our fund balances go down, and we'll talk about why here in a little bit. So pretty much just a 1,000-foot view of our money coming and going for Sylvania. So now I'll just talk about the highlights of property taxes. Again, Dr. Motley talked about our district digest, and I talked about it in there, but as we all know, our valuation increased by about 29% this year, but our revenues stayed pretty consistent, and we only saw about a 2% revenue increase, and that's from the House Bill 920 effect. As our values go up, rates go down, so we continue to collect around the same amount of money each year. We just see the increase a little bit on new construction and inside millage. So our rates did go down. Our effective rates decreased by over 8 mils. So our general fund has an effective rate of 30 mils. So we have a voted rate of 80. So over time, that's gone from 80 mils down to 30 over time. So I don't think we'll see as big of an increase like this in the future. I think this was across the statewide values in most counties skyrocketed, just like ours. So. As you can see there, collections gone up about 2%. And when I show you the actual numbers, I'll show you what that means. But we did have a delinquent public utility, which is about $350,000 that we did not collect that I thought we would get at the beginning of the year. So our public utility money is less than anticipated, and it's because of that delinquency. So we will collect that next fiscal year, as well as 2 payments next year. So we'll actually get 3 payments next year, so our revenue will be significantly higher in public utility. So forecasted revenue, again, I looked at an average, and we're looking at about 1.56 that I think we'll get on average increase moving forward in the next 5 years. Public utility increases a little bit higher, so that's about 4% moving forward. So here's the next bucket of money. That's about, in those 3 buckets, it's about 25% of our revenues for the year. And we've talked about this in the last couple months. We are in a state budget year. We have about a month and a half left. It's still unknown at this time what we're going to land on. Governor's budget came out. We were going to get $2 million less. The House version came out. We're going to get roughly $500,400,000 more. And then so the Senate's version has not came out yet. So we're still in limbo there. And you'll be able to see when I show you the actual numbers there, I flatlined revenue for both unrestricted and restricted, the buckets there. I didn't really want to factor in an increase, didn't want to factor in a decrease. We just don't know. So I just took the conservative approach and flatlined it. And I'll obviously update at the July meeting the ending budget, because we'll know by July 1st what that is, and I'll obviously update that in July, and then in our November forecast, I'll show you what that looks like for the next 5 years. State share of taxes, which is your homestead and rollbacks that we all have, and our property tax bills, we get a little credit locally. State picks that up, and we'll see a small increase there in the forecasted period. Here is just all of our other revenues, which make up Medicaid reimbursements that our staff submits a lot of work. They do a lot of really good work and getting some of those reimbursements back from Medicaid. We will see almost double this year than what we're normally getting. Normally we get a payment in July. We actually got it in April this year, so we're going to get about $880,000 this year in that, and it's normally only about $400,000. So we have seen an increase there. We've talked a lot over the years about interest revenue. We're still, I thought that this would go down this year with rate cuts. Rate cuts did not happen. So we're still slated to get over $2 million in interest revenue, which helps with we have high fund balance. The rates are good. We've laddered some investments out, so hopefully we'll still be able to collect some decent money. But Star Ohio, which is basically our savings account, those rates have gone down, and we're seeing about a 12% decline there. But our Fifth Third investments have been able to pick up the slack, so we're seeing a flat line there from the previous year. But we'll definitely see that number decline over the next couple of years. And then we have fees and AP testing fees that we get, and then special ed tuition. We have students that are foster placed or court placed in our district, and we're able to bill back those other schools on where they came from. So that equals over $1 million for us. So forecasted revenue there, it will decline significantly over the next 5 years. Even next year it'll go down by $400,000 because we won't see those double Medicaid payments, and our interest revenue will decline. So this is how it all shakes out. I know it's kind of small, and I'll be able to email this out to you guys, but that first kind of orange arrow is what I wanted to talk, what I talked about earlier with that public utility. So we're getting 3.7 this year, but next year it's going to go to 4.7 because we'll have a full year of the increase of the appraised value, and then we'll be able to get that $350 from delinquency. So that's why that's $1 million swing. And so you'll see in fiscal year 27, that drops down to less than we got in fiscal year 26. Not a decline in revenue, it's just a decline in timing of when we receive that money. And then that second orange arrow, you'll be able to see that decline in anticipated decline in interest revenue there, taking it from a high of 5.4 in fiscal year 25, and we think it's going to go down to about 2.9 at the end of the forecast in 29. So 104 million this year we anticipate to get, and then it rises to 106 million in fiscal year 29. So we talked earlier, it's a steady growth, but percentage wise and dollar figures, it's 104 to 106 over a 5-year period. It's not that not that significant in terms of revenue growth. But again, that is with a flat line revenue anticipated for unrestricted state aid and restricted state aid. So once we get that new budget, once that comes in, we'll be able to update those numbers, and I'll be able to show you an estimate in July. Expense side of things, again, 80% of our revenue comes from salaries and benefits. We do have negotiated agreements in place until July 1st of 2026. Retirement changes, in this fiscal year alone, we went from a year ago today, you retire at 34. About September, it went down to 33, and then starting July 1st, it's gone down to 32 years. So we did not see a significant number of retirements. So we're about normal as we have been in the past, but I anticipate because the late change of 32 was just like last month, I think. So I believe we'll see maybe more than the average retirements next year, with it being down to 32, and they have a year to plan. So we'll see how that goes. Our substitute wages and overtime continues to be high. We're doing some things to manage that, and I'll talk about some staffing reductions in a couple slides, and just not hiring through attrition and things like that. On the benefits side of things, we had a major focus on health insurance this past fall that it touched on the first forecast, but we avoided spending about $9.4 million over the past 2 years with a change of health insurance coverage and companies. So that has tremendously benefited the forecast in terms of lowering those costs over the next couple of years. We do have an average of about 4% that we're averaging, that we're forecasting as an increase over the next 5 years. Benefits a little bit lower than that because we do have our health insurance rates locked until 1/1 of 27. So that would be a positive there for our bottom line. Next up is purchase services, and you'll see on the left, those are our major, that accounts for probably 90% of our costs in this bucket. With our utilities, our special ed fund, College Credit Plus, we've seen an increase over the last several years. Repairs and maintenance, we've had the roofs, we've had the pool, HVAC unit. We've done a lot of things. We got some asphalt work coming up, so that's that bucket. Technology services, we have internet, fiber, all of our maintenance agreements with our servers and things like that. We do have over 10 nurses throughout our district that we have a contract with ProMedica, and then resource officers, and then insurance. Insurance did go up last year. We phased that in, so we'll see our insurances go up a little bit again this coming July. Working with Ohio School Plan now and negotiating that moving forward, but we did see about a $50,000 increase last year. So overall, kind of a higher than average increase this year. We expect utilities to level out. We just passed an agreement a couple months ago, negotiate our rates down from what we were paying through the Ohio School Council and Power for Schools. So that's been a significant increase over the last couple of years. But overall, we're hoping to keep our increases from 26 to 29 at about 2.5%. Maybe a lofty goal, but we're gonna see what we can do there on the purchase services side. Supplies, again, a pretty large bucket. We're looking at about 4% of our budget supplies. Instructional supplies, obviously we're in the kid business, that's almost $1 million. Software, textbooks, transportation costs, and we have a large fleet, $400,000 in fuel every year as well. So we did see a decrease this year, and that's a result of one-time purchases from fiscal year 24 for science of reading. So we spent about almost $400,000 in science of reading curriculum, which we did get reimbursed from the state for that. So on the expense side, though, it looks like we lowered our expense, but it was a wash on the bottom line there for the science of reading. So we're looking at almost a 2.55% increase moving forward in the forecast. We're looking at tightening up our belts and lowering some technology budgets and school budgets next year to get a little bit of a savings on the supply side. Relatively small items here, capital outlay. Most of our expenses come out of our permanent improvement fund. We did have some debt that was passed in 2014. Those will be paid off at the last year of our forecast, so in November. When we roll over the forecast, our last year of our forecast in November, we'll have zero debt. So we got 5 years of payments left on that House Bill 264 energy project. And then other objects will increase over time. Another portion of our vehicle insurance, audit fees. The biggest line item here for other objects is just tax collection fees. So we record our property taxes at gross, and then we book the expense of the county charges us collection fees. So they're over $1 million. They went up about $75,000 this year. So as our revenues go up on that side of things, our expenses go up as well for the collection fees. Our last line of expenses, we have 2 transfers. We transfer money every year. We started this about 3 years ago for our severance fund. We really just wanted to have some consistent budgeting here. So we transfer every year to our severance fund, which pays out for our certified severance payments. So this past year, in the last couple of years, we transferred $850,000. In 26 to 29, we're going to be transferring $900,000. And I think the reason why the bump, because I think of those retirement changes, I think we'll see more retirements, which will bump up our severance payments. So we'll hopefully end the year with about $29,000 in that fund. So if we do see an increase next year on top of what I already project, we still have about $30,000 cushion there. So that's why I want to do just to keep leveling out on the budget side of things. And then we passed this new fund last month, but we're going to transfer some money to a capital projects fund, and then we'll use that money as a budget reserve for future needs, vehicles, roofs, parking lots, capital maintenance related items. We obviously went through the MFP process and the capital planning. There's some things that we need to do and really need to stay up with the times in terms of, possibly some furniture. And again, we want to budget for roofs and maintenance related costs. I mean, we have a lot of square feet, a lot of HVAC units, so we wanted to budget for that. So in fiscal year 25, we have a transfer of $6.7 million for that. But again, that's just not money going out. We're reserving that budget reserve for future needs. So here before I give you the final look at the expenses, I wanted to kind of give our community and you guys just a picture of kind of where we've been over the last 6 years in terms of in my world, in the accounting world of schools, by function, right? Transportation, capital maintenance, special ed. So I wanted to give you a 6-year increase on several different items that I think are easy to understand. So transportation, bus fuel, maintenance parts, actual purchase of busing. It's increased from 2018 to 24, $1.3 million. So over time, 27% increase over that time. Custodial maintenance. We've done a really good job of going out to try to find any savings we can with our supplies throughout the year. That's increased about $800,000. Special ed has been about $3 million increase from 2018 to 24. So in the back of the forecast, on average, we've increased our expenses by only 3%. That's pretty good considering inflation and what we've dealt with rising costs. But special ed has been on the higher side of that. IT services, which is our, Chromebooks. We have 10,000 Chromebooks. We have, fiber in our buildings. To keep us connected every day comes with a cost, and that's increased about $500,000. And last, another big one, student support, which is paraprofessionals, counselors, social workers, some intervention support for our students, OT, PT, speech and hearing. That's increased about 1.7 over 6 years. And then our regular instruction, which is pretty much everything else, right, has increased at a little bit lower rate from some of the other buckets there, but has increased about $6 million or 16% over the last 6 years. So just wanted to kind of paint that picture on kind of where our money goes in terms of the functionality of a school. And then what we have planned for next year, we're hoping to reduce some expenses by about $2 million. Our enrollment has been leveling off, slightly decreased this year compared to last, actually. So we're looking at some staff reductions throughout the district, hoping to get about $1.7 million. Contracted services, $102,000. Materials and supplies, again, the smallest bucket, only 4% of our revenue, but we're hoping to find about $175,000 savings there to get to a total of $2 million. I think it's obtainable. Dr. Motley, Mr. Zeroff have done a phenomenal job of looking at everything throughout our district, and we're looking to achieve the $2 million savings. We're still eyeing every Monday morning with our enrollment and seeing where our class sizes are, but we think the $2 million is obtainable. And so here's it all looped together. So fiscal year 25, that first orange arrow is highlighting our benefits. Not a big increase there. That's that health insurance savings and lower increases than what we've averaged. Transfers, you'll see that big transfer for our budget reserve for our capital projects, and then it levels off back to only the severance payment. So total expenses for the year about $110 million and growing to $118 million. So that $8 million gap there and increases over time. If you remember to about 15 minutes ago on the revenue side, we went from 104 to 106. So again, our expenses are growing faster than our revenue. So this is a summary of it all. We do have an ending fund balance projected at over $31 million, and that will slowly decline as you move through the forecast. Again, state budget, we flatlined revenue, right? The last state budget we had, we received $2 million more. I don't think this is gonna happen, but say we got $2 million more in the next budget, Next year, we're only deficit spending by 1.8 million. That could help lessen that decrease there in our fund balance. So you just never know. I will definitely update in July with the state budget, and obviously in November, we'll take a hard look at our fund balances and our revenue and expenses there. So again, thank you. You got any questions? Love to talk to you. I plan to, I'll submit the forecast by May 31st. I will put this on our website along with the numbers and the notes to the financial forecast, and I will put this presentation on the website as well.
Thank you,
Mr.
Adam.
I have
Go
one
ahead.
question.
Questions?
I thought it was important that you highlighted our increase in expenses when it comes to serving students with disabilities over the past 6 years. This may be on the spot, but something for all of us to think about. Do we know what percentage of students, the number of students that we have? Because it's not like we have the same number of students, but we've seen a higher increase in the number of students we're serving. Hence-
Slightly, but it's actually more of historically, and don't quote me, but historically our percentage of students has been plus or minus a percent. We have not seen a change in the number of students. We've seen the change in the cost of the services that we provide.
So perhaps the
So
needs
some
of the
higher
students
needs,
are
yes.
more, okay.
More contracted services in terms of potentially other placements and things like that.
I think it's important for our folks to know who may watch this later, it isn't so much that the population is growing,
Correct.
but more that the needs are more intense and those are more costly. So, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else have any questions for Adam?
Well, I know Adam never wants to toot his own horn, so I just wanted to note that his projections for 2024 and actual 2024 were only about $100,000 off on a
Right.
90-some million dollar budget, so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
Try to be as accurate as I can. So.
Well, and I want to echo your sentiment there. This is my 5th district that I've worked in, and I will tell you, Adam, that you take some pretty complex information and make it easier for Joe Public to understand revenue, expenses, because
And
it
Joe
could be.
board member.
Yeah, and Joe board member. Or Josephine board member.
Whatever.
But I do think it's important because it is complex. I mean, a lot of people will say, for a school treasurer, you're the only one that knows all the intricacies, and that is true. But to take that and make it easy for folks who want to click on this later or call you to ask questions. I mean, this is very thorough, and the graphics are amazing, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll do consent agenda. So 5.1 minutes from April and May, and then treasurer's report, which was pretty much just summed it up, but for April, month ending April 30th. And then one availability of funds, one then and now for the month.
I'll move approval on a consent agenda basis, items 5.1 through 5.3.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Adam?
Julie?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
5.5 is just a depository agreement with Signature Bank. We do have an account with Signature Bank. We also have some debt with them as well. So I wanted to get an updated depository agreement on file.
I'll move for approval.
I'll second.
Any comments or questions? Adam?
Kim?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
5.6 is the financial forecast that needs to be submitted by May 31st.
I'll
Move for
move.
approval.
I'll second. Any comments or questions? Further comments or questions? Adam?
Greg?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
That's it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Adam.
We are with you, Dr. Motley.
Thank you. I am recommending item 6.1, which is the appointment of Mr. Andrew Ward as principal of Whiteford Elementary School, effective August 1st, 2025 through July 31st of 2027.
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
Comments?
Yes.
I knew
It
you.
was coming. Right. Andrew is here with his family tonight. He brought his bride and his 4 children. Andrew has served as an assistant principal at Springfield Middle School. I'm not sure if they're a junior high or a middle school, but nevertheless, a little bit about Andrew. He received his master's from Concordia University in school leadership. He also has a master's from the University of Toledo in school counseling and a bachelor's from the University of Toledo in psychology. Is that correct, sir? Yes. All right. Also, he served, again, I already said he's been in Springfield, I believe, since 2013. He also worked in Northwestern local schools. And again, he's here with his family tonight, 4 young men, and he resides in Perrysburg. So welcome to the family of Sylvania Schools. I don't know if you have a few words or anything you would like to say.
Come on up. Bring them all. Introduce us.
That's some stair steps right there.
Okay, love the matching outfits. You guys should go get your picture taken. Amy, you should probably get the family.
First of all, thank you very much for approving me. I really appreciate it. It's been 2012. I came to Springfield, and my wife Lisa actually has been Sylvania Schools teacher for, I think she just finished her year 19.
That's where I know her from, Sylvan.
Lisa is a Sylvan.
Yes.
So she's a reading intervention teacher. And we actually met at Sylvan when I was doing my school counseling internship years ago. So this is Lisa, and this is my son Rowan. He'll be 8th grade next year. And this is William. He'll be in 6th. And then this is Noah, he'll be in 3rd, and this is Oliver, he'll be in 1st grade next year. So yes, and we live in Perrysburg, and we're excited to both now be part of the Sylvania family. So thank you very much, really appreciate it.
Thank you, and welcome
Thank you
aboard.
very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And we will get a photo op in front of the sign, so once we approve you, if you don't mind. would you?
I think it's
All right,
great.
perfect.
Adam?
Julie?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Congratulations. So well behaved. I wish my kids were like that. They've been good for a while. My kids would have been running left and right.
I'd have been like, go on all.
Yeah.
They were really good last.
Yeah, they were.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Okay, we're still with you, Dr. Motley.
Do you have to motion?
Oh, we did it.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it. We're done.
Okay. How did I miss that? All righty. Acceptance of gifts. Item 6.2, I recommend the approval of an anonymous donation of $1,000 toward the Northview flagpole and a donation from Frickers in Sylvania of $200 toward the Northview flagpole.
I'll move approval.
A second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Very generous.
Adam?
Julie?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Thank you. I recommend item 6.3. You will see 3 overnight field trips as noted in the agenda.
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
Any comments or questions? I didn't get to go to all these cool places when I was in Haiti either.
No, right?
Not even close.
Nashville. Adam?
Julie?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Thank you. I recommend item 6.4, which is a service agreement with Bittersweet Incorporated for extended school year services.
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
Any comments or questions? Adam?
Julie?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Josh, we are finally with you.
All right, I will recommend items 7.1 through 7.5 on a consent agenda basis. 7.1 are licensed new teachers. 7.2 are our new licensed rehires. 7.3 is one rehire who's taken advantage of the year 2 option on the MOU. 7.4 is the reduction of time for our social workers. And 7.5 is licensed extra duty.
I'll move.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'll move for approval on a consent agenda basis, items 7.1 through 7.5.
I'll second.
Any comments or questions? Adam?
Tammy,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
Julie,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Thank you. I will recommend items 8.1 through 8.4 on a consent agenda basis. 8.1, classified new hires. 8.2 are classified contract non-renewals. 8.3 are classified summer programs. And 8.4 are some classified personnel changes.
I'll move for approval on a consent agenda basis, items 8.1 to 8.4.
I'll second. Any comments or questions? Adam?
Greg,
Yes.
Julie,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
Thank you. I'll do item 9.1 and 9.2 separately. 9.1, I recommend the supplemental and non-teaching pupil activity contracts for next school year, 25-26.
I'll move for approval.
I'll second.
Any comments or questions? Adam?
Kim,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
Julie,
Abstain.
Thank you. I'll recommend item 9.2, our athletic volunteers for next school year, the 25-26 school year.
I'll move for approval.
I'll second. Any comments or questions? Adam?
Greg,
Yes.
Julie,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. Okay, we are to board reports. Start with you, Greg.
Just a couple of things. Had a Sagard board meet, Sagard or Sylvania Rec, one of the two, they blend in. But I passed out a Centennial Terrace VIP card to everybody. That is compliments of Mike over at Rec, and that will get you into the non-national concert events, so Pizza Palooza and other the dance parties and other things like that. And then the only other thing, oh, you're welcome. Don't thank me, thank Mike. And the only other thing, we had a facilities committee meeting a couple weeks ago where we talked about some potential savings with some energy, LED lighting, maybe look at some changes to the HVAC equipment to kind of help with the utility costs. So thanks to Adam for putting that together, and look forward to pursuing that.
Okay, thank you, Tammy.
Not much. We had a finance committee meeting a week ago, but we pretty much just went over the financial forecast that you just saw, so I don't have anything else.
All right, thank you, Kim.
I have nothing.
Dan?
Was at the same finance committee meeting, and we had a meeting with Sylvania Prevention Alliance. They're doing great things preparing for their 40th anniversary. They've got have had some great events recently and some others coming up. So.
Yeah, very exciting. I don't have anything to add. Did we talk about foundation at the last one and the career tech?
No,
We got to go to the career tech
Oh, yeah.
breakfast
Yeah.
at Lord's, which was
Great.
fantastic. Steve, thanks for inviting
good
us.
job, Steve.
It was a great event. It's great to see what our career tech kids are doing. So thank you for inviting us.
I saw the lemonade day at Highland.
Oh, yeah,
Board
Lemonade
game.
Day at Highland.
Yeah.
We forgot Lemonade Day at Highland that we went to, which is really that cool program where all the third
Entrepreneur.
graders are doing, like, the little entrepreneurs are opening lemonade stands. I feel like we should all just go by, like, on a lemonade run, so.
I saw on
Great
Facebook
program.
that weekend, there were a lot of lemonade stands.
Yeah.
From friends that, so.
Yeah, it was
good to
pretty
see.
incredible. So that was a really cool event. Can't think of anything else. So this is the second opportunity for public participation, but as we've cleared the room, unless you have something you'd like to say,
They do not, ma'am.
then I would move we go into executive session for the purpose of items to be kept confidential and employment of a public official,
Yep.
and we will not be taking action after.
Second.
Adam?
Julie,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
Thank you.